Okay, hi, we're at TechFest 2022 once again, Rockflesh, speaking with another band, and this time we're speaking with The Hirsch Effekt. So, welcome. Thanks for talking to us today.
Thanks for having us.
Your set yesterday was storming. It was really good.
Thank you.
And I think one of the things, especially about this festival, is that you've got so many different types of bands, so many different genres. And you've got guys like you that are very unique. I'd say I wouldn't be able to kind of pigeonhole you. How would you describe your music?
Messed up and stormy, as you said, kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
50% of the time where we don't really know what we do ourselves on stage, and musically anyway, so basically, yeah. Oh, just kidding. We used to have this term called indie electro post-punk metal, which I think sort of still suits the best, since we have influences from indie and metal and post-punk, and so like somehow everything comes together. So it's a made-up genre, of course, but maybe that sort of thing still.
Exactly. I'm kind of renowned on my reviews for hyphenating together lots of different words and genres to create bands.
That made no sense at all. But
exactly.
Yeah, that describes our music quite well.
So, I mean, from that point of view, where you very much do have that heavy, jumping into kind of more gentle, back to heavy, that kind of almost staccato feel. How does the songwriting process work with that? Is it almost little ideas that you then pull together, or full songs right from the outset? Or is it just what happens?
Yeah, maybe that's the best way to describe it. But it's usually there are so many different approaches from each of us. So many times Ilya was just like, "Hey, here, look at this little demo," and it was like a 7-minute piece that was already like well produced and everything, with samples, synths, and everything in it. And then sometimes there's just one riff, and then we sit there together, try to make something out of it. And so yeah, there basically no rules.
Yep.
Yeah, and I would say it's not a mashup of different ideas. The most of the songs develop from one idea.
Right.
I would say.
And they're usually written like from the start, like from start to finish, not like, okay, let's do that part, maybe we can put it there. I mean, it can happen, but it's not. It's not the way we usually do it.
Usually, like in the beginning, already a sense for an intro or whatever, and a song start or a verse, or an opening, one could say. And in general, I think our processes differ very much. So we found out that usually we work like in groups of 2 as best. Like that's where we work the fastest, I would say. And sometimes certain song ideas like take really long to evolve, and sometimes it sort of evolves just within 1 or 2 days, and then the song is basically nearly finished already. So yeah, that's the hard thing about songwriting in general, that you never know the outcome, right? So you never know like what is it going to be, what kind of beast, and how long is that process of finalizing the song going to take? Yeah. So it's, everything goes.
Yeah,
I would say. Yeah.
How did you enjoy your set yesterday? Was it enjoyable? I think we've been speaking with a lot of the bands who say TechFest is really unique and nice to play at, good to play at, because you get that interaction with the crowd. It's a community, it's a family. So I just wondered how you guys had felt with the performance and everything, because as you said, it was really good.
Thank you very much. It's a unique festival. Yeah, definitely. It seems more like not almost even a festival, but like a community gathering, And that's of course like very nice, because there's a lot of familiar stuff going on. People know each other, and there's a general interest for extreme and heavy music, and so it's a cool like a chance for bands that are maybe also not that well known to present themselves here, and maybe to gain some new listeners and followers. So. Yeah, it's a very unique festival. Actually, I don't think I know any other heavy festival of like this kind that exists like in Germany, for example. Yeah.
The most recent kind of release by you guys, I guess, was the piano version, wasn't it, of of some of your tracks. How did that come about? That was, I mean, when it popped up on my Spotify, I was kind of like, what's happening now? So can you tell me a little bit about the process and how that came about?
Yeah, it's more like a collaboration, not a release. Actually, the whole arrangement was written by the piano player Anthony Williams, who's done the arrangement for an orchestral version of some of our songs that has been released on the EP Grégaire.
Yep.
And yeah, he sat at the piano and played a riff of us on the piano, and I said that it would be cool if we would do this for an whole album, and since he's a genius, he took it seriously. Later it was done, and so here we are. Yeah.
It was just a joke. No, don't do it. He did it.
Yeah, there was a role model for this. Rammstein did it. Yeah, so. Yeah,
but
it's perfect.
Yeah, but he did it really well. I mean, like, we didn't know at all. Like, we didn't tell him what to do. It was basically, okay, here are our albums. Do whatever you want, you know. And then he sort of like listened to the whole disco and went through the songs and picked his favorites.
And then he called me and tried to figure out what their songs are about, so that somehow influences his arrangement. I don't know how, but yeah, he was very curious about that. That was the collaboration.
Yeah, good stuff. And what have you guys got planned for kind of, you know, the next 6 months, 12 months? Is it kind of a new music release? Is it heavy touring schedule?
All of it. Yeah, there is a EP in the
pipeline.
In the pipeline for a long time, because we hold it back because of the pandemic. We wanted to release it when we can tour again. It should be come out in August.
It's coming out in August, yeah.
It's coming out in August.
It's called Solitaire.
Okay. There's a new single with it. There's coming a new single with it, with a video.
Yeah.
We'll be touring in Germany in September, and we are in August. We are touring UK with the band called Sunfall. We are in Reading, Brighton, and London, and we play Arctangent, and some smaller festivals in Germany in August as well. And at the moment we are writing the 6th album, and actually we have 3 songs already recorded. Right. So we are doing it a little bit, not writing the whole album and then recording it, but we had the idea that when the song is finished, our set of songs are finished, we're going to the studio and record the drums, and then...
Yeah, it's a split process this time. I mean, you just couldn't tour for a long time, and it was a lot of stress also with this current EP, you know, because like basically we are releasing songs that are already like 1.5 years old. Sure. But we just had to push it because we realized at some point it didn't make any sense anymore to drop another album and an EP in a pandemic only just via the internet. And because I don't know, our music, or I would say band music in general, is still tied so much to, you know, making it happen live. So we didn't want to do that, and that's why we held back the EP. But of course, like in that time span, we had already written new stuff. So it's just be gathering material, and then since back then we didn't know how long will the pandemic still go. I mean, it's still a big question mark. Is touring now always going to be sort of like cancelled when the winter time comes and the temperatures drop, or are we getting back to normality actually maybe after this year? And that's why we said, you know, let's just do this set of songs, and we don't want to define it if it's going to be an EP or an album, but then we realize at some point, okay, we have so many songs, it's way beyond an EP length. So then, yeah, I guess it's going to happen, but we don't know yet when.
Sure.
Maybe next year, I guess so.
But yeah, a busy
I guess it will be next year. Yeah.
Next year. Okay, so let's end with a bit of more of a fun question. The Hirsch Effekt Festival, a one-day festival. Obviously, you guys would headline if you wanted to. Who else is on the bill? Who are you putting on a festival bill? Your perfect festival.
Let's put it this way. I think we would like to put bands on the list that where we definitely would not want to pay as a headliner.
It's the organizer's ability to be able to do that if they want it, but you don't have to headline.
Okay,
you don't have to headline.
Let me start. I will invite Anima Tempo.
Ah.
Because they're very nice guys. We met them a few years ago at the Euroblast, and we met them here again. And I saw the show yesterday, and yeah,
It was a great show. Yeah.
And they drink a lot of tequila. Well, now that the Mars Volta are actually back and doing new stuff, I would definitely put them as the big headliners, I guess, with maybe Between the Bird and Me before them or something like that, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers as support.
Yeah. Just support. Just to sell some tickets.
That's great.
Just kidding.
Yeah, super.
Love all three bands.
yeah, and a reunion of the Dylan Dress Kids.
Of course.
They would have to reunite, and
If they know that we are doing a festival, they will reunite, I guess.
That would be that would be kind of the driver for them.
Yeah,
Of course. You've got to do it for the festival, you know.
The Hirsch Effekt are putting up a small festival in Germany.
Let's reunite!
I was thinking of, you know.
Really, Ben? Yes.
It was the only thing that was ever going to bring us back.
oh, I thought you'd never call.
Man, I already talked to Maynard James Keenan from Tool, and he called up also Trent Reznor, man. And they heard Hirsch Effekt are putting up a small festival in Germany, dude.
Is it in Hanover? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Brilliant
Ridiculous.
Stuff. Brilliant stuff. Well, thank you very much for having a chat with us.
welcome.
And
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great performance yesterday, and
you so much.
yeah, if anyone can catch them down in those kind of southern cities, then definitely grab a ticket and get along to see them, and keep an eye out for that EP and future material as well. So it's been Rock Flesh at TechFest 2022 with Hirsch Effekt. Thanks very much.